Stop writing the same code over and over again. These are the 5 most useful Python functions from the function tools module, and each one will save you a lot of time. The first function I want to show you is cache function. So from function tools module, I will import cache. You may know this as LRU cache, and they are the same except this cache by default has the max size parameter set to none. Let's say I have a Fibonacci sequence and I want to calculate the nth element. I can write this function by simply writing if n is smaller than 2, I can return 1, and if that's not the case, then I want to add the previous two elements. So I will add Fibonacci from n minus 1 and add the Fibonacci from n minus 2. And this will calculate me the nth element of the Fibonacci sequence. But this is very slow because I calculate the same elements over and over again, even though I already know their value. That is why we use cache. But let me first show you how slow this is. If you write Fibonacci of 40, you will see that the result won't be printed instantly. As you can see, we needed to wait some time to get the result, but if you write here simply decorator cache and run the code again, the result is printed instantly. That's how you can simply speed up your code. Are you boring from writing the same loops just to add some numbers of a list or to find the maximum element of your list? For that, I have a quick fix. You can use the reduce function, which can do that for you in one very clean line. But I want to import also from operator module some operators like addition and multiplication. And let's say I have a list A that has elements 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I want to get their sum. I can write variable s and write reduce function. First parameter should be the function that you want to perform on this list, or an operator. In my case, I want operator addition, then list, and then what is the base on which I want to perform that, which is in this case 0. So this will add all of the elements to this 0. Then product can be used in the same way, mule, a, but now I need here to write 1 because I multiply everything by 0, the result will be 0. So let's print s and let's print p. The sum of all these elements is 10 and the product of all these elements is 24. So let me see if our function did that, and it did. Isn't this very useful? Sometimes you need the same function just with the few arguments locked in. And it's stupid to write the same function over again. You can simply use partial function. So let's say I have a function power, and here I have base and exponent. And I want to return base on the exponent. But I want now a square and a cube function, and I don't want to pass always 2 and 3 and to remember what is what. I want to know that by the name, that if I write here square, this will actually 5, this will actually square me 5. So I can write square function here and pass it partial. Then here I pass power function and tell that by default exponent should be 2. I can do the same with cube, partial, and here pass power, and the exponent by default should be 3. And now if I write print me the square of 5, this will square the 5, which is 25. And if I print cube of 5, this will cube me the 5, which is 125. 25 and 125 are printed. I know this is a banal example, but trust me, this is very useful. How useful it is, it shows that we even created a special partial method just for classes. So it's called partial method. It solves the same problem as partial, but on classes. Let's create our custom logger. For example, I'll name it logger, and I'll create one function log. It will have self, level, of course, and the message. And I will print f, and here we should calculate the level. And then space and print the message. But now I don't want always to pass the level. I want, if I call info, to know that the level is info. And also, I don't want to write again this log function with the name info. So I can write info to be equal to partial method, pass the log, and make the level be info. I can do the same for warning. I'll write here warning, then error, and let's create a logger. L should be logger, and let's call this info function, for example, l.info, and here I can pass this is info. I can also call l.error and write this is error. Let's run the code. Oh, I'm sorry. If you write it like this puts into a first parameter, so you have to tell that message is equal to this and message is equal to this. And now it will run perfectly. As you can see, this is info and this is error is printed. Sorry for the mistake. You already have a sorted function, but you know that if you want a custom sort, your key has to be a function, but you have a compared style function. So for that, we use compare to key function to solve our problem. Let's create one function. For example, def compare a and b, and if len of a is different from len of b, then you want to return len of a minus len b. But if they have the same one, then you want to return -1 if a is greater than b, or else return 1. So let's have words, and for example, bb, a, c, c, a, b, and let's print sorted and pass word list, then set key to be compare key and my compare function. And now if I run this, oh, I made a mistake here, should be key, should be equal to this compare. And now when I run this, as you can see, I got A, B, A, C, and BB. It sorts them based on a length and then based on what is their value. Because you stayed until the end, I want to show you an extra function. A common problem is making a custom objects comparable, and that requires writing a bunch of special methods. So we have a special function called total ordering. This is not a function, but a decorator. And this decorator lets you implement just equal and one other method like less than, and Python generates the rest of them. So let's write total ordering here and create a class version. I want to create an initializer, write a major version and a minor one, and tell self dot major to be equal to major and self dot minor to be equal to minor. And let's implement equal special method, and this should return if self dot major comma self dot minor is equal to self dot, not self but other dot major and other dot minor. That means those two versions are the same. Also, I'll need to implement, let's say, lesser than in the same spirit, return, and then compare self dot major comma self dot minor if they're smaller than other dot major, comma, other dot minor, then it means that the first one is smaller than the other one. And here, if I write print me the comparison of, let's say, version 1.2, is it equal to version 1.2? And if I write here print me the version of 1.2, and is this one greater than the version of 1.1? As you know, here I have an extra. As you know, I didn't implement greater than, I only implemented lesser than. But let's see if this will print the correct result. Both of these should print true. And both of them printed true indeed. If you want to level up even more, I've got a follow-up video ready for you. The 5 most useful itertools functions. Click that video next and subscribe for more quick Python tutorials.